seminar actually triggered me to think out from my own box. And I met a lot of people, a lot of friends. So we share. A lot of people, they're facing all these bottleneck and challenges at their different time of life. Even you break through at maybe first stage, you will still face it at second stage, third stage. So I realized along my journey, the most important is really need to talk to people and go to attend different class, of course good class like entrepreneur class, so that you're able to break out your box. Because whatever you think by yourself, it might only something that you know. It's not something that outside from your box. That's why I say we don't know what we don't know. So even until now, I always tell myself, you don't know what you don't know. So when I don't know what I don't know, I go look for solutions from others people, from others industry experts, from my friends, from my senior, from my mentor. I think this is very important along the journey for entrepreneurship, because no one can be perfect and no one can be genius forever. And I think the next 3 days after I go, because it's weekend actually, Saturday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So after I go back to my office the next week, I send a love letter to my boss. I tell him I want to resign. Don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you go back and sign your love letter. I just telling you that I make my decision because I find something that I wanted to do. The next month only actually, I registered my company in Seremban in Malaysia. I look for wins. Actually, conversation me having with wins is very straightforward, very simple, It's not so complicated that you need to pitch this and that. I think maybe in somehow we saw the potential of whatever I wanted to do, and my character is like that. When I commit to something, I will go all in. I went to the seminar which is May, and we registered the company in June, and then we started all business activity in July, and then we launched Inshallah in August. So right after the seminar, actually, I never stopped. I just run only because I know if I stop somewhere, I might start to curious myself. Am I doing the right things? So I just I push away all this thought and then I focus on the launching only. I think somehow in the life, you really in certain period you have to focus on one thing. Once you decided, you don't think too much, you don't ask too much, you just make it happen. So there's a character I have at that time. August, we launched an e-shop, which is wow, if I have to tell you one by one how we launched to now, I think 3 hours is not enough. But as well, this is a lot of stages that we've been through. And I never expect actually. Within 18 months, we reached 30 million within 18 months. So to me, it's really it's an incredible journey for me. Sometimes when I recall, if I never make that decisions, am I still a 5-figure salary taker? Not much different with 5 years ago, I think. Not much different. So in order for me to reach this number, maybe I need to take another 20 years, I guess. So in somehow one decision, it changed my life. It's totally changed my life. So eShop Life, this is our logo. Because from the very beginning, when I set up eShop Life, when I decided to launch it, I have a thought with me. So I tell myself, if I want to do this, I don't want to do like how other people do. I want to make it quality and premium. So everyone can live, everyone can shop in live. From the beginning, I already decided my market segment. And yes, because of this target, we work with a lot of big brands. Even until now, our brands all are major brands in the market. We started with a lot of SME, but after that, I think within a year times, a lot of big brands start to approach us. Then they start to recognize and they agree with what we do. And this is some of our partners. If you guys know, some of them they are big brand in Malaysia and some of them they are big brand in the region actually. But all these things is not started with next day, In order to reach who we are today, it really takes a long journey for us. So I think it's good that when you run fast, because this is how you buy time. If you go step very slow, a bit by a bit, you scale up very slowly. Yeah, it's safe, but I think in somehow you cannot be the leader, because leader means you need to lead the market. You have to be the one facing all the challenges. You have to be the one who are number one who facing all the bottlenecks. each life year by year growth is double actually. For the first year until now, we're still maintaining double growth. Means 100% growth. But everything started with very small. I want to show you, this is my office, my studio, very humble studio back in 2019. And actually this is not my own office. I was rented a part of my friend's office to start it because we don't have budget. We don't have much budget to do renovation. But to be honest, I think within the 6 months, at first we only take up 50%. After that, we took up the whole office of him. Yeah, this is how it looks like as an overview. There's a lot of give and take you have to make. So we start with this very, very humble office. And this is our first show. Our first live was really 5th of August. So, and I tell you, 5th of August, wow, I remember this day, man. I never be a producer, I never be a cameraman before. But that day itself, I did every single thing. So the first 3 months, I'm the CEO, I'm the HR, I'm the finance, I'm the producer, I'm the product sourcer, I'm the customer service. What else I am? I think, yeah, I'm the marketing guys as well. Yeah, I'm every single thing, one man show. Because of my team, they are very young. They're quite young, they don't have experience in this industry. So I did everything, I teach them whatever I have. So it's a very tough journey. I keep asking myself, am I doing the right thing at time? I start to question myself, but luckily I never give up. I think this is something that I have in myself, quite strong inside. And let me make a guess. People who really know what is nag, please don't don't spoil the don't spoil the game. We let people that they don't know guessing what is the first sales that I generate in the first day, which is 5th of August. Come, make a guess. It's a ringgit, make a guess. Make a guess. Come, I want to see some number. You can tell me whatever number you think is possible. It's the first day lah. We have no followers, we had no background, we had no brands, we got nothing at all. We got no system. Everything is manual, one by one. Yeah, I saw a lot of number coming. Wow, people who saying needed 100k, salute you. It's really, really not easy for that first day. That is the first day that night I can't sleep actually, because this revenue we generate in the first day, 600 ringgit. I'll tell you, when I went in TV shopping, the first day I compare back, the first day when we launched Go Shop, the first night, the first hour, we generate 300,000 ringgit Malaysia. I still remember, because the time we launched at midnight, I'm there. But when I launched my own platform, eShop Live, the whole entire day we did 2 live shows, and we only generate 600 ringgit. Yeah, but I tell you, this is something that triggered me to think a lot of things. The first night is I can't sleep, but in front of my team, I will tell them, don't worry, this is first day. For sure, we are better tomorrow. And somehow I learned how to become a leader, that you will never, ever, ever, ever show your worries, your dark time, and your insecure to your team. Because if you feel that, your team, right, they will double, triple it. So I think this is something that I learned along the journey. Whatever problem I face, in front of the team, I still tell them everything is possible and we can make it better. If you can't do this, if you show up your emo, right, I think you have to really tell yourself, I'm not a leader. Even until now, sometimes I'm so struggle. We are still struggling now to break through more actually, but no longer 600. Now we are struggle for how I break through 6 figure per day. And then how to break through 9 figure per year. So it's a different struggle, but no matter how, I think it's kind of mindset you set to yourself. So that 600 give me a strong impact. And the next day onwards, we start to change. Every day we make changes. We make try and error, change, so that we find the right formula. And thanks God, I think we break through our first 100,000 ringgit sales per month, right, in 3 months' time. Yeah, in 3 months' time. So I still remember, I think in December 2019, the whole team, right, we have around 10 people. And I tell you what, that month is the happiest month for us, even until now. Why? Nothing changed from the operation way, but we changed our marketing way and our content structure. and we are at 300,000 ringgit sales that month actually, December 2019. So we are so happy everyone because we break through lah. We launched in August, so we struggled for 1 month actually. To be honest, we struggled for 1 month. Every day 1,600, 1,600. Wow, you will question yourself a lot, man. Hey bro, you will scared lah. When you every day checking the bank balance lah, you pay salary, you pay supplier, you pay rental, you really worried, That the kind of worry is not like just worry lah. It's like worry like hell, man. So until December is our first breakthrough. We reached 300,000 ringgit sales, and then since after that we find the right formula. Every month we are growing. We never drop after that. But after all this try and error, after all this growth, of course we're facing our first challenge, first bottleneck, which is not due to us, but due to the environment. You all should be able to guess. Yeah, COVID pandemics will kick in February 2020. What I learned throughout this whole thing is that stay firm. And we break through. When everyone is like scared doing anything, afraid, we decide to take the first step. Let's do live at home. We send all the product, all the sample, we talk to every vendor. Send your product to my team members' house. That thing run for 2 months, So like every day we're having live, like almost 10 live every day, because we're so free, so free at home. What do you want to? And what you want to do is either you get the chances, you take the opportunity, or people will take opportunity lah. So and I did it. In fact, March to May, Malaysia is I think the live boom, right? Live streaming is booming, And of course we are booming as well, and because we already had a fundamental, so we move faster than a lot of people. Yeah, and we grew 3 times after the lockdown. Malaysia lockdown and the really full lockdown ends in May actually. And we get our home, our eShop Live own office in July, right after the lockdown. Because our team grew 3 times, and then we decided to move into this place. It's a new commitment for us, but I think commitment means you need to grow from. So this is how I run my team. Commit, then we grow. Commit, then we grow. We don't stagnant anywhere. And how I used to stagnant before. So we found our home, and we celebrate our first anniversary here. We run our own events. Yeah, so a lot of story happened in this building until now, 2 years now. So we actually break through a lot. I think the 12/12 on 2020, this is our first breakthrough. You still remember or not? When 2019, we break through 300,000 in a month, 30 days. But in 2020, we break through 300,000 ringgit sales in a day. In a single live. That live was about 2 to 3 hours. So it's a great jump for us. And of course, our revenue year by year for that time was double up, almost triple actually. So yeah, MCO created a lot of this pandemic. It's really created a lot of negative energy to a lot of people, and it's also put a lot of people in a struggle life. But at the same time, if you take out the chances, you change your mindset, you try to change. I believe a lot of people, they jump up and they make a big change in life, in e-commerce. I think in Singapore, everywhere in the world is the same. So this is how we should keep changing our mindset when we're facing problems. So if you always remind yourself you don't know what you don't know, I think you will always find a way. You will always find a way. And right after this carnival that we created in 2020, 12/12, we didn't stop. Along the journey, we did a lot of things. A lot of funny thing that no one dare to do. I think each of life team have something that we had guts. We always challenge things that no one else did it before. Of course, it's a risk. Sometimes we did fail also, but the chance of fail not much because we really strategize and plan a lot before we do everything. And when the pandemic, everyone's scared of going expo and going to places that crowded, right? We take this initiative. In March 2021, that is where Malaysia going to announce the second MCO. So in March 2021, we launched Malaysia first online and offline cannibal's together. We are live, we are on ground, we invited all our followers. So the 2 days we did 400,000 ringgit sales. And in April, we run an expo, a health expo, which is no one there to run at that particular moment as well. Because we need to create certain hype and branding to the market. So we decided to do something no one else there to do. But of course, when we run online or offline events, our focus always online. Offline is for the followers to come to engage with us and to create brandings only. And both of the event was very successful. We create a lot of hype, we create a lot of things that no one else dare to do. And now in Malaysia, a lot of people copying these two concepts after a year later. And in end of 2020, this is where a big journey for my personal life, my personal achievement, and for the company. So we was invited by Pitch Inc. It's an equity crowdfunding platform, the largest in Malaysia, was approved by Security Commission of Malaysia. And throughout this whole crowdfunding campaign, we were able to raise 4.8 million. And through this campaign, I met someone that really a great mentor, a great guider, and someone who bring me to have a different eyesight on different level of the industry, in tech and digital industry, or in the entrepreneurship journey industry. So I met someone that some of you guys might know about him, some of you guys might not, but let me share a bit who is he. I met Mr. Ganesh. So Mr. Ganesh was actually the first Malaysia payment gateway founder, MoPay, and the first youngest Malaysian CEO to list the company is Nasdaq US. That was 10 years ago. He wanted me to pitch eShopLife to him. So this is the very first official Mrs. pitching to a CEO from a listed company, a big listed technology company. They are listed in Australia actually, and their regional office is in Singapore. And even they are largest in our industry. They also is the largest e-commerce enabler in Malaysia. So you go to search their profile, Next Century Group, they are listed in Australia. So at the time I was like so surprised why am a listed company CEO wanted to listen to my Mrs. direction, my Mrs. proposal, and I was so nervous before that particular day. So before that particular pitching, I was rehearsal for many times. And this photo was taken by someone, my another mentor. Guess who is it? Look at the pretty lip. It's Vince. Vince was there with me. And I tell you, that day, other than Mr. Ganesh, there's another C-level sitting there, CPO and COO. So the pitching session was quite surprised me because I thought it would be a very formal boardroom, like a lot of director there, like our traditional business. But like how I used to be in that show, when you present something and the board is sitting there, you're so damn stressed, A lot of things you do there to say, right? But I think Mr. Ganesh did a very good concept of Mr. pitching. It's casual pitching. So that is way more casual and you dare to voice out what your internal thought, your dreams, and some of the things that even you're not very confident but you're on the way, you dare to voice out. Instead of not to making mistake, you tend to make mistake. So that someone can tell you, you should go to this way, you shouldn't think about this thing, you shouldn't think that's like this. So that pitching session gave me a very big confidence. Because I only pitched to Ganesh in 2 hours time, and after that, the deal is done. Yeah, the deal is done. From the listed company perspective, they invested 5% into our company. So they invested 5% into eShopLife. And actually, because of together working with Ganesh Group, right? eShopLife is the first live commerce platform that we own our own tech infrastructure at the back end that can do a lot of things, from order management, data lake, to membership, to warehouse system, to data analytics. This whole tech infra is not like you get 1-2 programmer and can create one. It's not that simple. So we are the only one in Malaysia now who having this infra. That's why we dare to tell everyone we are the leader in this industry in Malaysia. So I learned a lot from this pitching, and until now I still have a chance to go to like that type of what I used to be in that show, official board pitching. But I think I like the pitching way, the pitching section I did with Mr. Ganesh. It's very different, very different. So this is one big milestone for my personal life actually. And this year we did some breakthrough also. This anniversary we generated 1.8 million. So it's 7 figures. So I tell you, when when every moment, every single stage of your life, of your misses, right, you were facing struggle moments, you were facing your bottleneck. The first day, I would struggle how to go to 10,000 per day. A year later, I try to struggle how to break through 500,000 per month. But another year later, now, it's like 7 figure in the campaign. So my struggle now is like how to break through more, not just from the number perspective. It's like how to build up a team, how to build up a business model can expand by themselves, how to build up a revenue model, how to diversify the business revenue. So to me now it's very different journey now compared to the first day that I launched. So I realized that in 2 years time I grew like a lot lah. I think 2 years equal to almost 10 years in my corporate life. So I think it's worth it lah. It's really worth it for me to set up. So sometimes I recall back to 2019, I decided not to step out. All these things doesn't happen. So when you look back, right, you will see different things, and you try to look for future for whatever what you experienced. I think you will have different angle of who you want to become. And this is something I want to announce. eShopLife is the #1 and leading Chinese language in Malaysia in live commerce industry. We are #1 professional Chinese language live commerce platform in Malaysia already. Well, we're not in Malay language yet. And Malaysia, the largest actually Malay population, right? We launched ePlife, which is a Malay language live commerce platform. So it will become a #1. I'm pretty sure, pretty confident, and pretty have the guts that it will become a #1 Malay language live commerce platform in Malaysia also. And it will expand to regional, to Indonesia later. So this is like another journey for the eShopLife. It's still run under eShopLife. It's just that we have a different brand. We are running different brand of the page, live page already, because to target different customer segment. So all was run by eShopLife. But this is to share to you guys. This is where I struggle. How to make up all business unit can run by their own, can actually independent, can go for a different direction, can skill out by themselves. So you need a team, you need industry talent, and you need to build a whole structure of how the company works, your vision, your mission, and the culture you want to put in. How you actually align everyone when it comes to you have 70 people, I have 3 GM now, I have about 10 managers. How to align all these people is really not easy, I would say. So this is actually my current bottleneck. It's no longer about the business. It's more on the people management, corporate management. Of course, the business has to grow, but I believe up to my current stage level, I think if you can manage a team, manage a business well, manage a culture well, I can guarantee 100% the business will grow on. So this is a key when it comes to certain different stage. You can see, right? This is one thing I want to share to you guys. When I always look back, 3 years back, the way I think is just how to survive for me. I don't even dare to think too much, I can reach millions per day. But after that, 1 year and 2 years later, and now it's the 3rd year, every single year, I notice myself like growing. I don't know how to describe lah. It's like a time machine lah. So this journey lah, all back to the first day, the decision that I took lah, back to 2019, the decision that I made. So if that time I decided to stay there, I don't do anything, I still taking 5-figure salary per month. Maybe now I'm maybe a CEO level, maybe I taking to 30,000-40,000 per month, but it doesn't mean anything. Because if I left that listed company, I'm nobody. And now at least I think everyone in this industry, they know me. And the most important thing is my team members, they know me. People that grow with me for these 3 years, they see also how fast they grow, So this is something that I think the purpose that I found. I want to share you guys this thing. The first step toward getting somewhere is to decide that you're not going to stay where you are. Like back in 2019, if I stay, there's no eShopLife. There is no such sharing I can share to you guys. And if I stay where am I today, I still convert. I think 3 years later, eShopLife is still the same, nothing much different. But I'm pretty sure I won't stop because this is something I already learned. Right. So this is the last quote I want to share with you guys before I end everything. Hand back to Vince.
All right, let's put our hands together to. So do you guys love his sharing session? What's the one big takeaway you can take away from Joey's sharing? What would that be? Type into the Zoom chat. Let me know. What's the one big lesson you can take away from Joey's session? What would that be? Type into the Zoom chat. Come on, everybody. All right. I mean, to me, I think it's very obvious. All right, that this comfort zone thing, staying in the job that he doesn't like, and he feel that he's not growing anymore. I think having that courage to get out of it is something that we can all admire. All right. So, if any one of you in that situation, I want you to, build up that courage, okay? And build up the courage to, learning, through gaining all this knowledge from me, all right? So that, you gain enough knowledge to then go on to build your business and to have that courage to leave, things that you don't really like to do, all right? And I think that's really important because you know what? Life is too short, okay? And life is too short to live in a situation that you don't like, or in a situation that is not meant for you, all right? You're meant for bigger things in life. You know that you're meant to really go there and push yourself to achieve the dreams that you set out to achieve. I do not believe that you want to live with regrets. So please make sure don't be that kind of person that look back, when you're 70, 80, 90 years old and look back and ask yourself, oh my God, if only I left the job earlier, if only I started my business earlier, what would have my life been? Please don't be that person. You can still make that change today, all right? But if you don't do it right now, all right, it's going to get tougher every single year. You know it for a fact, all right? So, with that said, I'm going to bring another one more alumni for today. And this guy, I can tell you, you will enjoy his story very much as well, is because his name is Rai Chan. And what happened was that this is the guy that wasn't supposed to come into Entrepreneur Masterclass. He was actually his fiancée back then, which is now the wife, was the one that dragged him to Entrepreneur Masterclass. He already started and sold his business, 3 different business, 3 times. Start, sell, start, sell, start, sell. In our lifetime, if he can sell one business, consider very good. He sold 3 business already, all right? He's a self-made, and, he's still very young, all right? And, he was trained by some of the biggest Silicon Valley program, all right? So, when he came to Entrepreneur Masterclass, he actually came in with a very judgmental kind of point of view, all right? He was thinking that, what the heck can Vince Tan teach me? You get what I'm trying to say? I also kind of know the existence of this guy before he came to the workshop, so I was also very curious as well. Then after the workshop, he left us a testimonial and he said that, Entrepreneur Masterclass is equal, if not even better than some of the Silicon Valley program out there as well. So I mean, it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to the community as well, all right? So what makes you think that way? What is the lesson that he learned, throughout all his journey of starting and selling off 3 companies, self-made millionaire, went through all the Silicon Valley program, went through Entrepreneur Masterclass, even, is part of my mastermind coaching student as well. Why he feel that way, all right, and what he has learned along the way as well. So he's going to share with you his very extremely valuable lesson, and I think you can take a lot away from someone who has started and sold 3 companies, and I think there's so much for you to learn from him as well, all right? So I want you to pay attention to this guy, all right? This guy is really a genius. So are you ready for Rai Chan? If you are ready, type in ready. All right, good. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and get and welcome the one and only Rai Chan.
Thank you, Vince. Hi, everyone. My name is Rai Chan from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. First disclaimer, right? I'm not a very good presenter. In fact, I feel a bit nervous, right? Every time when I'm doing some presentation, right? I'm not speaking in good English, so if you guys feel my accent is a bit annoying or not comfortable, I apologize in advance. So let me share my screen before we start the topic. Okay. So I was the Entrepreneur Masterclass alumni back in March 2020. At this moment, I am a startup founder who are handling a few businesses that we founded. So basically it's like more of a tech startup. So before that, right, I have one business exit and acquired by the VC from Hong Kong. So then So at this moment, I also involved in a lot of different startup investment, which means right, we actually invest in the tech startup from Malaysia to Singapore and also in Hong Kong as well. So basically, when we see some potential seed startup, business, right, and we will grow together with them. We will invest some money together with them, and hopefully they go to Series A, B, or maybe C, or even IPO. Then most of my portfolio company, right, will give them some growth hacking method, which means right, we grow together with them by using the latest marketing strategy, and also by using a lot of growth hack style kind of like operation together with them. And the topic today is 7 lessons that I learned from Silicon Valley, Stanford Entrepreneur Masterclass. So, for your information, right, San Francisco Bay Area of California is a home for many startups. We call it Silicon Valley, right? So, a lot of global technology company like Apple, Facebook, and Google are actually from there. So, this is one of the the most places that all the startup that want to visit, right? Because it's a tech company, and Stanford is a university based in San Francisco, which is one of the top university. I got sponsored to study there for like 2 to 3 weeks, to learn how to be a better startup and also how to pitch the business to the investor. And of course, right, Entrepreneur Masterclass is the classes that you guys are joining right now. And bear in mind that all this trip is sponsored. The only thing is that the Entrepreneur Masterclass is actually sponsored by my wife. I will tell you why later. Okay, so my life before Entrepreneur Masterclass by Vince, right? I was a corporate guy who was handling the business development in 40 different countries. So, for example, like in the UK, US, Southeast Asia, even a country like in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Sri Lanka, Maldives. A lot of countries, right? Sometimes I don't even heard before. I have to be there to do some business development. So the industry that I involved in, right, is training and also education. So basically, we train the largest, the big four, and also the largest financial company. We are the largest trainer in Europe, those days, right? So thanks Facebook and also Twitter, right, remind me, I was like involved in a lot of different conference, and also involved in a different round table, right, together with my colleague. So that time, right, actually, I used to travel about 300 days in a year, and most of the time I was like in the airport. So every time, right, I feel like okay. So I was like doing this for the past 7 or 8 years. And yeah, so at one point I feel like I want to quit my job. The reason why, because although it's a good money, good pay, right? So but the problem is that I travel too much until I actually no time spent together with my family and also my friend. Then right, so because of this, right, I feel like I want to quit the comfort zone. So yeah, back with me. So the corporate job that I was in, right, although I travel a lot, but that is still a very comfortable job and also a high pay job. And in 2017, right, I feel like I want to start my first startup business. Right, that time you look at Grab, look at Uber, look at a lot of Amazon, Facebook, right? That brand, I mean, the media brand them as a very successful startup, right? They can IPO and also they can, they are very big, and also startup is kind of like the word, right? The tax, especially tax startup, right? The kind of the word is like very sexy for me to join in this circle, right? So then I started to join a lot of different event, different kind of like accelerator program, right? It's all free, so you can actually just register, right, and then join them and to learn something and to pitch as well, right? So I'm very lucky that I actually won a lot of different awards. I also got Malaysia government magic sponsor me to study in Stanford University in one of the program to learn how to pitch better and also grow my business better. Then right, the good thing is after the trip in Silicon Valley, it was my first trip in Silicon Valley, right? My first business got acquired. So I have a jewelry platform startup, and our platform, right, is like try to destroy whatever traditional jewelry fair and exhibition, right? And from there, right, because a lot of people they try to shift it to a platform, right? And some of the competitors they want to buy us over to make sure we don't run the business anymore. or they pretend, run the business by their own. So it's very lucky my first business got acquired, and I was like, oh, so it was so lucky for me to exit my first business, right, with quite some number of cash, right. Bear in mind that during that time I'm still working in a corporate, right. So that was my part time, right. In 2019, I started my another company. When I still with my corporate job, right? So I joined another field program, and it got me to for example at Petronas, right? They work together with some company to develop some program, right? And also I was one of the top 3 winner, and they sponsor us to the second trip in Silicon Valley again. This round we learn a lot different kind of like platform startup, and also learn how to build the tech business, right? Then I got my good opportunity to meet with Jack Dawson, which is the founder of Twitter, and also some payment program. And I visited a lot of different places to learn how to build a better business. And also I joined a lot of different as a corporate guy, right? So we have to attend a lot of different conference, different summit, right? In a different region, right? So I have a very privileged time to meet with Simon Sinek and also John Maxwell. So both of them that are really my guru to talk about the business, and also the new way of transformation, right? So we see to Google, we see to Apple and Alibaba in Shanghai as well. Actually, Hangzhou, sorry. Yeah. Then got a different award, as I mentioned again and again. So, but the very serious issue, right, is that what got me here won't get you there, right? So why I said so? It's just because, right, back in 2017, when I started my first business, the jewelry platform, and 2019, right, it's a very different timing. So I decided in 2019, I actually decided to, give up my job, and I gave up my high pay job. In fact, right, I actually want to start and focus on my business. So I got my 4 to 5 years kind of like cash reserve before I quit my corporate job, because I don't feel like comfortable, when I quit my job without any cash. So I reserved my 4 to 5 year cash before I quit my corporate job. So what my thought was, if all else fail, right, then I will go back to work again. So no big deal, right? But what's happened, right? In fact, 12 months without any income as a startup founder. So back in 2018 and back in 2019, right, I was like, okay, so now what? I actually burned all my 4 to 5 years cash reserve, right, in 1 year. The reason why is because, as a startup, you burn a lot of money to build the platform, you burn a lot of money to run the activities, right? But you don't see your return come back so quickly. And especially, during that time, right, when I want to raise fund from the VC, and also the private equity, right, it's kind of like pandemic just started during the time. So I still remember before I joined Winston class, right, 2 to 3 days ago, I was in New York for a month. And when I come back, right, airport like very empty. And during the time when I joined Wins, right, so I will mention more about it. When I joined Wins, right, everyone is start wearing mask already. So in March 2020, that was like a week before the world lockdown. Just like you guys, right, I was like sitting here and listening to this guy. So if you look at this guy, right, always with the same t-shirt, right, he's talking about 100x. So 100x is a word that make me feel like very not comfortable, because from the so I'm talking about 5 to 7x, right, as a group hacking guy. So Vince is talking about 100x, and then I start to listen. Before that, right, some side story, right, I was like, because as I mentioned, I get a lot of training for free, right, in the world, and in fact I actually pay a lot of money for different training as well during my corporate time. So I spent like 400,000-500,000 I think ringgit Malaysia in within 2 to 3 years, just to learn how to build a better business. And my wife, right, actually got into this program. I don't know why. And he told me, Venus is like going to teach us like 3 day 2 night kind of like how to become a better entrepreneur, and it can actually fasten your business, transaction, also build your business better, right? I was like, so what can these Malaysian guys, right, teach me about? I have no idea. But the problem is like my wife paid already, so then I have to be there together with her. If not, right, not good lah. So my wife will keep blame me for that, right? Then the really good thing for me, right, is that I actually met two of my friends together with me as well, so I don't feel very boring, lah. Actually, I was there just to be, together with my wife. That's all, right. So back then, fiance, now wife, right. So then, right. So after this event, right, actually I feel very different. So I was like very shocked, right. After joining this event, because what I actually don't know what I don't know. Let me tell you why, right? This thing is actually happened, right? So after these classes, there are some miracle happen. So this kind of miracle, right, is something that I cannot achieve with myself only. So I'm going to share with you, right, how I actually get 10x result, right, during the pandemic. Yeah. So actually, it's more than 10x now. It's nearly 20 to 30x before I joined this program. Okay, so during the pandemic timing, right? So the company that I founded, which is an accounting platform, so we have 5 times the client within 6 months, and we also started private equity firm in Malaysia together with my Hong Kong partner to invest in startup, as I mentioned earlier, and also where I'm helping some of the coffee roastery and also some of the local client, right, and some startup, right, 20 times the revenue and transform them from the traditional business, right, to survive in the digital age, especially after pandemic. So if you look at Stripe, right, a lot of people will tell you, you can't find the new client, right, during pandemic. In fact, right, we found 26,000 new client, right, within a year, right. So then, right, so if you guys heard about this ClickFunnels, right, ClickFunnels has award that award people who reach out to 1 million US dollar kind of like funnel. They call it sales funnel. So we actually hit more than a few million US dollar within a year. So that's why I think I actually flew to I actually traveled to US, right, and I got this award from the founder of ClickFunnels. Then right, during after many months, right, yes, right, in fact it's after 10 to 12 months, right, after I joined this fund program, I actually grow my business like crazy. But one of the reasons why, because I took some of the method from the classes that I learned, right, and we got featured in a lot of different magazines. Those are one of two from Entrepreneur magazine to some of the local magazines here in Malaysia. So there is a 7 lesson that I learned from Silicon Valley, Stanford, and Entrepreneur Masterclass that I want to share with you guys. Number 1, right, is really about time is more valuable than money. So what does it mean? It sounds easy, right? But have you count actually how much you worth per hours or not? Right, so you guys can count, right, how much you work per hour. If you don't know, right, then you go and Google what are the formula, right. I counted by myself before, right. I was like shocked in for 1 hour I worth this much only, which means I have to make more money, right, to actually make myself a financial freedom. Okay, so Vince once Vince told me he is very stingy when it comes to time. He can't waste any time for user stuff, right, during the event, and it's very simple, but a lot of entrepreneurs, they can't make a good decision when it's come to this. So ask yourself, right, if it's not now, then when? So if you want to start something and figure it out now and start to plan and execute it as soon as possible. So don't waste your time and also do it later, right? So if you wait by the time, right, your idea will be expired in the market already. So for me, right, time is like way more important than money. If you feel like you want to acquire or maybe you want to get more knowledge, right, the only thing you can do, right, is to buy, to pay some money to attend some classes, and also or if you want to start your business now, right, you feel like you don't want to waste your money, you don't want to pay money to start your business, right, or even buy the hosting, you don't want to do that, right, which is wrong. I think timing is more important. If you miss the time and timing, right, then you actually lost quite a lot of things, right. Second, cash. So just now we talk about the time, right? Doesn't mean that the money is not important. It's the second most important thing for me. As I mentioned, I started an accounting platform, right? So we kind of like measure this thing very carefully. Okay, so is money very important? Of course, yes, right? So no matter how cash is really, the reason why I don't put money, right, is actually cash. Cash is very important, right? To make sure you can survive. So for example, like if you have if you leave a job and then you want to kickstart a business, right? Then you must know, right, how much time, how much money that you can sustain you to survive in this period. This is very realistic. If you don't have enough cash, right, your bargaining power will be low as well. So I myself, right, even I save 5 years of the money, right, I think I have enough time to grow my business by then, right? But actually, I lost it within 12 months. But the thing is, right, you have to do your own math. So you have to make sure, right, you have enough cash to survive for your business, and you must understand the cash flow, right, for a business. Most importantly, right, you have to reserve some money before you come out for your startup or maybe your new business, right? So point number 3, right, is that don't listen. So for me, I will do my own judgment. But before that, right, you have to learn a lot lah. So when you can predict it better, right, you can do the better judgment. Right, you have to learn a lot first. So for me, right, I asked my bosses before I started my own business, right. All the bosses, right, they told me. Even my bosses, my CEO in the UK, right, they say, they actually said, now is a very difficult time. So why you want to start to build your business now? Then, right, in fact, right, since the day I started my career, right, my first job, none of my bosses tell me this is the good time. A lot of them, right, they tell you this is a very difficult time. And if you ask your parents, right, why don't you find a better job? If you start your business, it's very difficult. If not, if you feel, then you have to be in a very difficult time. But the problem is, right, like if you listen to them, right, then you don't actually, get opportunity to start your own business, or maybe you want to do the things that you are doing. So for me, right, don't really listen to the people who have not enough experience, to guide you through to this thing. I will tell you guys, right, who should you listen to later, right? So, not sure how many of you guys, right, heard about this word called bootstrapping. So bootstrapping, if you can Google about it, right, is that with a limited time resources and with very little capital, right, to validate your idea first. Which means, right, if you have your business and nobody actually invest in your business during the time, right, don't worry too much. What you need to do, right, is that with the very limited resources, right, you actually to grow your business first. So it's very simple. So this is like before your business get funded, right? A lot of people feel like I need to get money first and then I start my business. With the very, very little funding is a possible one. So if you are not willing to invest in your business, right, why your investor come to you, right? So a lot of company actually bootstrap like for the 3 to 4 years later, then they only raise fund. So that's why I say cash is very important for you to sustain your business all the way until you get a big investor coming in. So that is what I mean, right? So go and Google bootstrapping is a very important wording, right, for people who want to start a tech business, right? Because it involves a lot of time and also money to be there, right? So point number 5, right, is that invest in yourself. So for me, right, it was like very amazing because you guys are here, you guys invest your time and also your money, right, to be here. If you don't learn, right, you're going to lose yourself very soon. So I also in Winston Mastermind program, right, I learn a lot almost every week together with Vince, right. And this invest in yourself, right, is something that empower me to be able to start all the businesses that I just mentioned. If I have not enough knowledge, I don't think I'll be able, to kickstart whatever that in my dream. So so spend some time, spend some money, right, to invest in ourselves. Then point number 6, right, is like in order to get what you want, right, learn to give it first. So what do I mean? So I believe in energy exchange. So when you do something good, right, things will return back to you. So for me, how I actually exchange energy and also how I actually learn to give first, right, is something that whatever I learn, I try to help people. I try to teach people as well. So for example, like the topic that I always deliver in the university, right, is bootstrapping. So teach them what are the process to do bootstrapping, right? It's for free. So I actually spend a lot of time with the student in the university in Singapore, in Malaysia, and even in the UK, right, to teach them whatever things that I learned. Then, right, from there, right, I actually get a lot of different return and different feedback for that. So I really believe, right, other than education, money, and also energy is something that you have to help a lot of people. Then you will see, one day they will come back to you, especially the energy exchange kind of things. So the last point, right, is something that I think is not everyone can get it. So I'm very lucky, right, to get a few good mentor. Winston is one of my mentor. So mentor is one of the key in my successful journey. Okay, as I mentioned, I got Wins right for the past 1.5 year. So when I face any problem, I actually ask him. So I thought, so most of the time, right, I thought that is like that is the most difficult question that I have in the world, right? But in fact, right, the mentor like him spent 2 seconds, right, to answer the question that troubled me for a week, right? So I think to get a good mentor is very important. So you guys should really go and get one mentor or more than one mentor, right? To work together with you in your journey, right? How to get a good mentor, right? Yeah. So in fact, as I mentioned, the point number six, back in point number 6, right? That's where I met most of my mentor when I become the judge for some of the program, when I actually get someone, teach someone, right? So in fact, right, from that I actually could get a good mentor as well. So all these 7 points, if you realize, like interlink to each other, right? So who wants this bonus secrets? I actually prepare one bonus secret for you guys. That is in point number 8, right? So point number 8 is actually listen to your wife. As I mentioned, right, if let's say I don't attend that event, right, I actually don't know what to do, right, during pandemic. So if you don't want to listen to your wife, right, or you don't have your wife to listen, right, then pretend to listen it. So that will make your life become more wonderful, right, like me, maybe, right. So someone might ask, right, if I don't have wife, then how? So ask your husband listen to you. If you don't have wife yet, right, or maybe you don't have wife yet, right, then you can find a wife, or maybe if you don't want to listen to a wife, you can find a new one, right. So to be honest, right, I think I judged a little bit too early before I joined this entrepreneur masterclass. Back in 2020, right? So, but thankfully, I accompanied my wife to join entrepreneur masterclass. Even though I've been being trained by many programs in Silicon Valley, and I myself was in the training industry, then I found out that Winston thought was fruitful enough to mind hacking, right? The entrepreneur journey. I realized my mistake, and also I quickly changed my decision. So what I want to share with you guys, right, is something that you don't have to be too full of yourself. There is always something that you don't know what you don't know, right? Like me, right? Especially those guys who think they can Google or maybe YouTube everything. This is very scary, If you start thinking you can Google or YouTube everything, right? Then I think that guy, right, will not listen to anyone anymore, because they thought they are so smart to listen to video only, right? So, but most importantly is actually the healthy community, and also someone who can address your problem with the heart, not just information from Google. So in fact, I also joined mastermind coaching classes with Win as well, as I mentioned. So I got the chance to meet Win every month, or sometimes, he's very good to do it every week, right? At least, we have the mind-lighted entrepreneur together. So then we can, share our journey together. So this is something that I'll always remind myself as well. We need to have a good community. Again, thank you, Vince, for letting me to share my little journey here, and thanks everyone for your time. I understand that I'm not a good presenter, and thanks for listening as well. Thank you very much. See you guys soon. Oh yeah. So by the way, right, you are having the best 3 days. So for all the classes that Vince trying to teach, right. So if you guys want to stay connected, right, this is my email, and also you can find me from LinkedIn and Facebook as well. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
All right, come on, let's give Red Chan a huge applause, everybody. Have you guys enjoyed his session? What's the one big takeaway from Red Chan's session? What would that be? Come on, everybody, type into the Zoom chat. What's the one big takeaway you can take from his session? What would that be? Okay. I don't know about you guys. Some of you say listen to your wife. I mean, for me, it's that he nearly accidentally think so highly of himself, and almost never turn up for my workshop. All right, but thankfully he turned up, and you know what? From the day he turned up until today, we end up establishing business relationship, friendship, and I would say that this relationship is at least minimum a 9-figure relationship from a business perspective. So imagine if he was so full of himself, didn't attend, and we never meet each other, that would have been 100 million losses. Okay, so sometimes, to me, we all need to remember that there's always the next level, regardless of how successful you are. How many of you agree with that? millionaires also got coaches. Billionaire also got coaches. Billionaire also got mentor as well. I mean, some of you may be thinking, really, yeah, millionaire got mentor, billionaire also got mentor. Of course, all right. I'm sure you know it. There are billionaires that will tell you that, oh, my mentor is who and things like that. I mean, even Olympians, all right, sportsmen, sportwomen who already achieved gold medalists, all right, also got coaches as well. And you know what? The funny thing is that, some people might say, but how come some of these coaches are not even gold medalists themselves, but they are mentoring and coaching other people and become to achieve gold medal in Olympic? Exactly, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. All right, sometimes, in fact, not sometimes, most of the time, every single one of us have our own tunnel vision. That means there will be certain things that we cannot see because we only got 24 hours a day, because there's always a limitation of what we know, how much we know, how much we can see. Agree? So with coaches and mentors, they help us to see certain things that we can't see. Alright? So I want you all to always remember, no matter how successful you are, there's always the next level. Always remember that. Okay? Don't stop learning. Don't stop seeking out for excellence. Don't stop, looking out for people, mentors, whoever that can help you, Because to me, that's really important. The day you think that you cannot learn anything else is the day that you start dying, Make sense, everybody? How many of you agree with that? Type in a yes, So, with that said, I've got really, really good news for you guys. Remember yesterday when I shared this 3 options with you guys about the 7-figure product launch, donate anything above $100 and come and learn from me how to do product launch, how I did all that, so much of sales in such a very short period of time, And option 2 is the live summit, and option 3 is the e-commerce thing where you can learn from teacher Wanda how to do TikTok and how, Wanda has helped certain students to go from, 0 to 7-figure in sales within 9 months, So here's the thing, I'm really happy that a lot of you, actually, most of you in fact chosen option 3. So that tells me that you truly want to learn a lot of these things, and you really care about yourself a lot, You really care about your personal development a lot. So I want to reward that kind of attitude, okay? So those of you who have put in a donation above $350 yesterday to go for option 3, I have reward for you guys, So number 1, I'm gonna enroll you into content marketing specialist. So teacher Wanda and I have came out with a digital marketing academy because I believe digital marketing is super important for every single person to learn, So you are going to be enrolled into content marketing specialist masterclass where you will learn how to do content marketing, And after you finish that, you will get a certificate for it as well, okay? So that will be for your own personal development, achievement, and also for your career advancement if you want to use it. That is not the only class I want to give to you guys who've chosen option 3. I'm going to send you into customer acquisition specialist masterclass as well, where you will learn how to do paid advertisement and from TikTok, Facebook, or whatever it is, acquire customers so that you know how to get customer on demand so that you can make money on demand as well. Is that clear, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to reward you guys with these 2 classes, okay? You want more? I'm going to give you one more, which is the lead generation specialist. So learn how to generate leads, whether it's organic or paid traffic. It's very important for you to learn how to generate leads, isn't it? Because once you know how to generate leads, you can build any business you want, So this also will be a class that will be conducted by teacher Wanda, and each of these classes will have its own certificate as well, If you go to each of these classes, we are selling a la carte at $697 by itself, So those of you who took up option 3 yesterday, donate anything above $350, you're going to get all these 3 classes and one last big reward. This is a mega big reward, because some people ask me, hey Vince, after I learn from teacher Wanda, is there a way that I can constantly learn new things from her, new strategy? Because you know what, digital marketing is always evolving, isn't it? But it's important for you to learn digital marketing strategy, because if once you acquire the knowledge, you can literally make money on demand because you know how to market online. Make sense, everybody? I'm sure you agree with me that is a super important skill, So, those of you take option 3 yesterday, I have a very big news for you guys. Alright? I am going to let you have access to the Academy of Digital Marketing Mastermind. So you're going to get 12 months access to the Mastermind community, and every 2 weeks we will have coaching and latest cutting edge strategy being coached to you by Teacher Wanda. And not only that, any questions you have, you can ask in this community. You can ask Teacher Wanda as well. Alright, she will go through it together with you. Alright, so you are going to enroll into a very, very specialized mastermind group. All these people go inside there, they want to be damn good in digital marketing. So you are never alone. Is that clear, everybody? I can tell you, this is my biggest gift for you guys who took up option 3. Alright, if you know it, this kind of mastermind costs a lot of money because it takes a lot of time, take a lot of personal time. I'm talking about every 2 weeks we update you with the latest strategy, latest money making strategy in online, latest way of marketing on TikTok or Facebook or Google or Instagram, all these kind of things. Alright, and you have a community that will be supporting you along the way as